At this point, what I'd like to do is to bring on a friend of mine. He says he's an average person. I know he's beyond average, but again, I'm average person, right? So this gentleman has been very successful in the world of business. Please help me welcome my good friend Robert, all the way from the other side of the world. Robert, are you there?
Hello, yeah, I'm here.
There you go.
I'm watching you all the time.
Robert, how are you, my friend?
Okay, I'm watching you.
Robert, how are you?
I know you are such a hard-working person. So
is that who I am? I thought it was you.
What I mean?
Meaning that you're the hardworking person. I'm just here talking.
Really? Well, talking is hard work because I know a lot of people.
It can be, right? If we say it's hard work, it's hard work.
Yeah, I always believe that. The Chinese will say, that if you work hard, you will get paid. True. So I truly believe that. No. So I think you deserve that. Well,
I think everybody does, and we're all willing to work hard, right? And sometimes we're actually remembered by the work that we do, the hard work that we do, that we make a difference with. Now, yeah. I know a lot of people know who you are, Robert. Would you just mind in a few sentences what you've done in the past, as far as your accolades and who you have become over the process?
Yeah, I'm just a simple international student. I came to US in 1989. And after that, everybody knows that I get my degree, get a green card, and stay in US. I like that because it's a dream. And that time realized that the only way you can have the free life, you gotta be on your own. Yeah, it's insecure, but that's what you got to pay. And I took the route, I took the path, and luckily I caught the train. I succeed. I have my own business. But you know that everything changed. So don't count on something you can do that forever for your life. You gotta know what happened around you, what the world changed. Like recently, do you know the Russia and the Ukraine, they're gonna have a war?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, originally we just think that's impossible. But I'm telling you, there's not a thing called impossible in the world. Yeah. So after that, I get a success. 2013, I decide to close the traditional business. Why? I'm not ashamed to say that, because it's not working. I got a lot of stores. That means I have a lot of burden. But right now, I do find something I can walk. Everybody know I like to walk because I don't believe that a retirement life, because they're gonna make you sick. I mean, sick is really sick, because when people you have without tempo how to live the life every day, I'm telling you, your body will tell you that you will get sick, because a lot of things your body will not generate, like hormone. Is that right? Yeah.
So true.
You gotta keep that. So genetics is something I like. I like that very much. For example, I recently read a book. There's an education expert from Ireland. I suddenly forgot his name, but he mentioned about the 3 acts of the life. First act, second act, 3 act. And usually the 3 acts in our father's time, our ancestors' time. The 3rd act is the retirement life. Okay? The first act is when you're in school, you just like a sponge. You learn something. You try to absorb everything. Why? Prepare for your 2nd act. Why? Because you can use what you have there. So you can explode yourself, make yourself shine. You can make a lot of money. You marry to, a guy, a lady, or whatever, and you raise the family, the 2nd act. But 3rd act, in the past, retire. But right now, I don't think. That's why I don't think.
Why is that?
Like you and me, I'm over 60 right now. But
wow, you're looking good.
Thank you very much. I take that as a compliment. In the past, we fight all our traditional business, and we work here today. We survive. We are not super rich, but we are okay. So beside the money we had, we have a lot experience, right? You think we become more mature?
Sure.
When we see sin, when we make the judgment, I think we have better ability. We are more capable to make the right decision. But like we are at a golden age. Why? Because of technology. We can live to 85, 90, 95, even 100 right now. If you are 60, for example, I'm lucky I live to 90 years old. Gosh, man, you want me to retire for 30 years? No. It's unacceptable. I think the technology and make us, we have another chance. We can use the third act, use something you after you're 50, 60 years old. And I think, we can create a lot of stuff. So that's why I like the genetics, because genetics provide me the chance. I can live the, shining at my third act.
So true. I want to touch up on a few things that you said about these acts, the 3 acts in life. The absorption act, the time in your life where you learn. And then
it's your first act, like we are at school. We learn. Why? You got to prepare for the future, right?
Yeah. And then you take what you've learned and monetize it.
Yeah. And then you get the money, you get the name, you get the position, you buy a house, you buy a car.
Yeah. And you live life, marriage, kids, family.
Yeah. They call a certain second act, but memorize it. This guy, this gentleman, they don't use the age. They use the word act. So that means something different, because that means something is more dependent on your mentality. It's not completely dependent on your age.
Yeah.
Is that the new brilliant idea for the people if you are get into the third act?
Yes.
And that's what I think genetics is perfect business that provide you. Why? We don't need to go to the supermarket. If you are 60 years old, if you think about somebody 60 years old, you want to go back to the job, what kind of job they're going to give to you?
Minimum pay if you can find anything,
yes, right? By hours. We can see a lot elders, they work at a supermarket. They work as a cashier. But I just say it's nonsense. Why? Because this gentleman was capable. He is a manager of the company before. He retired. And how about all the wisdom and experience he accumulated in the past 30, 40 years? And he just throw it away like that? Why don't we use that? Because right now, genetics very require hard working, but remember that hard working is not physical. You are not going to sweat, to go under, walk under the sun. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. But for the age, it's not for us. But what do we have right now? This experience. You got a lot of stuff. But right now, the society, they just provide us as a minimum wage job. I don't accept that. So I encourage everybody, if you're over 50 years old, you got to take a look at genetics. Yeah, that's recently I learned, I try to share with everybody. I treat everybody like a friend.
Yeah. I think with what you said, Robert, the 3 acts, right? There's been changes to these acts. Now, one of the things I think, when you talk about retirement, I'll share a story with you. My mom is 86 years old, and my brother.
How old is that? Is your mom?
86 years old.
86?
86, yes. She's very healthy. She was on the last.
I know that. I know next thing you're going to say, thanks for genetics product.
She actually takes the products, right? It really helps because it's like when we learn there's something good to take and feels better and you look better, why not, right? So she's a believer in the products. There's many products in the world today. So she takes some of the products I recommend she does. And my brother's a physician. So my brother does the prescriptions. I tell her, hey, listen, let's slow down aging. There's nothing you can do about that. So my brother talks about to her about, hey, I live in we live in LA area. My brother lives in San Diego, which is about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. My brother encourages my mom to take her car and drive down there. and she drives still. The reason is
86 years old, your mom drive by herself.
yes, and she by herself. Now the thing is, what I know, right? The thing is, Robert, I think it's really about what happens if we don't use this.
Yeah.
It deteriorates, right? It becomes rustic, and it doesn't work. So my brother said, don't let your brain go to rust. Start using it, right? Instead, so you could retire and not have to do anything, but use that to create something, a purpose in life, a thing that you want to create instead of sitting around not doing anything. And the act that you talked about is perfect, because this is what society has taught us, right? Act 1, educate yourself. Act 2, find a good career, create a family, and then Act 3, retire in life. Now, who said that we can't do Act 3 as Act 2? Right? Why can't we get all the education while we're making money and then still say, you know what? I'm doing this and it's really not work because I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Now, Robert, one of the things that I live, my motto is, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And that could be anything, right? As long as we're willing to learn always. Because like you discovered that the way you made money, obviously you have very successful degrees in the world. And then you said entrepreneurship. This resonates with me. And then I need to change, I need to shift with what's happening around the world. How do we take what I did before? How do I monetize it when it becomes online, globalization? A lot of people get stuck. And now you shifted, you said, okay, I want to take on this online business. And I see now the money. If I stood where I was there, how am I going to survive, right? All the bank accounts can be dry because you're waiting for people to come shop at your retail site. But now you say, okay, there's an online. That's because we're taught to continuously learn, Robert. And that's not the old way is get a good education, get a good job, retire, and then earn that gold watch. That doesn't happen anymore. Right now you really have to continue to be on the learning path. I think that's what keeps us alive.
Well, that's my personal opinion. Okay, I tell everybody, even you right now, I would never retire. Because I read a lot of study, a lot of people, their energy after they retire, bad things happen to them. So right now, how I do my third act, because I still appreciate, I'm grateful, lucky Jeanette found me, I found Jeanette. Because I cannot walk like a young guy anymore. I can admit that. No matter what kind of stuff I do. But my brain, they still have a lot of things they need to close, because when we are at the second act, like myself, I put most of my time by making money, develop the business. So they have a lot of things I cannot do because you have responsibility, you don't have time to do that. But right now at the third act, like I'm 60, if I live to the 90s, so I still got 30 years. So how can I do with these 30 years? That's 1/3 of my whole life.
Yes.
Do you think about that? Because the product, the technology. So I think I cannot do it. That's why I choose to, because I think it's completely makes sense. First, people after 50 years old, the first thing you need to consider about is your health situation.
Yes.
Without health, no matter how smart you are, you cannot do anything. So makes this kind of product, this kind of business is requirement, is necessary for everyone. Okay. So the second one is what we can do right now. We can understand people better right now. We are not, do the hard selling for this product. I think we can do the sharing. That's sharing, and then we have a lot of activity. We can join the club. Like myself right now, I gonna form a club. Everybody, if you are over 50 years old, if you want to live something more interesting, more interesting. I'm not doing the housing, but you can listen to what I'm talking about. You just say, oh, okay, what are you gonna do? So everything here, the only thing you need to do here is sharing with the right attitude and the right mindset. But how people gonna believe you? Because they see you. You are 60. I'm 60. Why you are still skinny? Why you are more energized? Well, I say because this. So I think, I told all my friends right now, I say, don't go looking for that in the low pay job. I know you probably don't short of money. You just want to reconnect with society, correct? But I think I have a better way. And that way can fully utilize what you had accumulated in the past 60 years. Do you want to listen to what I'm talking about? So that's why people are going to use the product, because they doubt about that. But finally, they can say, yeah, I probably can do that. So Vas, I think we gotta have the responsibility to change that. Because you know why? Vas, we are in the new generation, because the life we have right now, our ancestors, our parents, they don't have, because humankind, they don't have this kind of life before. Because human in the past, they cannot live. Normally, everybody can live to 80, 90, even 100 years old. So, Vas, we should live as an example for our next generation, because they gotta have the same thing like us. So, Vas, do you believe we are pioneer?
We are.
We are pioneer. So that's why, people say, why you still do the gymnastics? Because it's hot outside. Because I say it's meaningful. It's something I really like. Why you like that? I just explain to them. But I don't care if they take it or not. Because I know what I'm doing is right. I know what I'm doing. That's something I'm very confident. So I want to share with you that, we still have the golden age. People probably don't believe, because they don't believe, because they don't see that.
Yeah.
If you explain to them, they will just say, wow, like what do you say, Robert? I still got a lot of potential inside me. Yes, I say, yes, you did, because you haven't exploded yet. Just go back and discover that. If you think you can enter that, because like me, I'm not good looking. I say,
don't say that.
But why ego? Because I have energy. I can go anywhere. Like I tell a story. 2 days ago, I drive the 4-wheel drive, and I took my kid, because my kid just came back from US, because right now the COVID is So I haven't seen my kid for 2.5 years.
Wow, this is awesome.
I'm so happy recently. So I drive my kid and the two of his friends. We go along that. Probably is difficult. We're along the beach. So that's why okay, that's Pacific Ocean here. And there's a cliff. And the beach only very, very narrow. And you gotta go there. You gotta pick up the time. Pick up time at the low tide. And we go there. We explore a lot of things. And I still can play like a young guy.
Good for you.
So because if you won't go anything, you won't do anything, like you won't travel the world, but you still depend on first in your health. So I think the gymnastics is a hard product, but just how you present that.
It really is.
I
mean, look at you. Like you said, you're still out there doing activities with your kids and all that. It makes a difference when you can get up. Like, Dr. David Sinclair, who was a very prominent researcher and a doctor at Harvard Medical School, he said that we have the technology today to live to be 200 years old. We have the technology.
I don't want to do that. Gosh, I gotta look sucks. No, 20 years old.
But I'm saying, but that's what people must have said. Back in the King Tut days, they must have said, I'm so glad that I could live to 40 instead of 60 or 70. Now look at our expansion. Now we're living longer because of technology that's out there. Now, when you say, I want to be able to live my optimal life till I'm ready to go. I don't want to be sitting in a hospital bed. I don't want to be sitting in a bed who can't get around. Somebody needs to take care of that. Who wants that? Nobody wants it. But if we take care of ourselves, I think it's really important that we live that optimal life. And a lot of people, there are people that take care of their cars more than they do their bodies.
You're right.
And they'll put take it to a car wash, get nice shiny car polish put on it. They put the smell good stuff on the inside that smells good, and then you put the shiny stuff on the wheels to make it look good. And then we drive to a fast food restaurant that sells junk and put that stuff in her body. So does that work, right? And people, there's things out there to educate ourselves on how do we live a quality life with what we take in, and the supplementation, really important nowadays.
Very important.
I think that's because we are, even if you say I'm retired or not, right? You don't have to not do anything. There's always something to do in life. Take up a passion, take up a purpose in life. What else can I do? My wife and I, she's right now in Vietnam for the next 2 to 3 months. She's there. She's doing a lot of charity work. She's spending time with her family. See, there's things to do in life. You don't have to say I'm retired. Anytime could be retirement. It's like I get to choose what I want to do, when I want to do, with who I want to do with. Like recently, Robert, there's a group, and some of the members are on the Zoom at the moment. There are they traveled, like we did excursions because we won these free trips. Now in those trips, you get to meet people, be around happy people. Now life, it's really hard to be around happy people because nobody's really happy. They're struggling with their health and their job, the money, and the struggles of the world. People are suffering. What if you can get around a group of people that can uplift you and you uplift them as well? I think that's
very important, because the human is a social creature. You cannot live alone. So I read against people when you retire, that you stay home too long. Don't never do that. It's no good. You got to get a contact. You got to know what the world changing right now.
Yeah, so true. So true. And I think being around people like you, Robert, it actually ignites the way we live life, right? I mean, look, your kids, they must be like, wow, and the friends must be like, look at your dad who wants to go 4-wheel driving, right? I mean, imagine how many other people can do things like that, to be able to.
No. I don't want. It's not my purpose to show my car, not action now. But that's just a joy I want to share, because sometimes. Even my kids' friends say, my kid called Johnson. He say, Johnson that's your dad? And my friend say, yeah. And you talk to your dad like that? You say, yeah. Because what? No, because you talk to your dad like a friend. Because your dad looks like he know a lot of stuff we are talking about, and your dad is 60 years old, and we just 20 something. So there's something I want to point out, that just never lose contact with society. And so that's something that I would say genetics is a perfect model. Like that's you are in Los Angeles. Right now, I believe America almost like 10 years. So I probably lose contact with anything there. But through our connection here, so I connect with you, Angie, Samson, a lot of people here. So everything you say here, I absorb, because I think that we got to keep the one mindset. Lifelong learning is very, very important, because we only have one life. Before, like previous 40, 50 years old, we have a responsibility. That's what we do. We got to raise a kid. But right now, I think when you are 55, 60 years old, your kid is grown up. Kid, when they grow up, they have their own life. Don't try to overprotect. But right now, how about your life? Think about that. If you're listening to it right now, you ask yourself, do I have the energy to go out right now? Do I have energy to travel around the world? If that's what you want, go for it. Go for it right now. But first, you gotta have good health. So that's essential. So like the best user, genetics blood, you might use that. I use that too. Okay. So I think that's very important. And the other thing I want to give to everybody, this is my recommendation. Even you are retired, please make a schedule every day. Like you are still in the job. Like myself, I wake up at 6 o'clock. Because I'm Buddhism, I'm gonna do some, the meditation stuff. After that, I still walk like a clock. Like, sometimes I gotta read something, I gonna put 1 hour, and I gotta take a rest for 20 minutes, easy. Why we need that? Because I know people say, well, I retire, I can sleep it, all day long, whatever I want, wake up.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Please just enjoy that for 3 months. But after that, you got to come back to the schedule. Because after 3 months, you'll find out that, gosh, what am I going to eat at breakfast?
Yeah.
I'm going to do that today. You lost the purpose of the
Yes.
life.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's no good. So you got to pretend you still that, because that's your body, that's your life. Give in the schedule. Right now, I have a schedule. Sometimes, a lot of stuff, I'll break my schedule. It's fine because I got a schedule. I cannot make it. I should do that tomorrow. So if you wake up there, you follow schedule, I tell you, you'll find out your mind is so clear. You will know, oh, I got this thing got to do first. I got this thing got to do first. And you can organize your all day life. And gradually you can organize weeks life, months life. And you find out that, oh, okay, maybe 6 months later, I learned something, I can go that place, or I can do something there. But everything that you got to do that on schedule. Because I think this is so wonderful, because Jeanette told me that, we have the schedule, right? And we got to just use that here. You got to have your schedule. Any kind of schedule is good, but you got to keep your schedule like you're still working. So that's I think it's amazing. So I don't know, you agree with that, Bass?
Robert, I agree with you 100%. The reason I say that is structure. I call it a structure, Robert. Structure for what I need to get done on a daily basis. Right? You call it a to-do list, whatever it is. There's a certain time we wake up. Well, I wake up, and I know what I'm doing the next hour, and the following hour, the following hour. Now that can shift during the day because something else might come up. And I think having that structure is really important in life. Then you know what needs to get done, and you got it done. Because sometimes we forget. I forget what I need to get done if I don't put it down, if I don't write it down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the beginning, I just, I'll retire, I just, well, tomorrow I'm gonna be lazy. It's fine. I don't push myself, but gradually find out, gosh, what am I gonna do today? What kind of thing I can do? Oh, I forgot, and I finally found out, no, it cannot. And so in the gymnast, I just find out, gosh, it's great. Like today, 9:30, we have PPT. So I still wake up 6 o'clock and I do all the stuff. Then I just remember 9:30, I can meet my good friend Bass here. I'm so excited. I just don't know what he's going to talk about today.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, is that a fun? Because life is full of expectation. Like this afternoon, I can probably drive my kid to see one of the island here called the Turtle Island.
Wow.
Yeah, really.
I've heard about Turtle Island. I've always wanted
Turtle Island because that one stand alone in the Pacific Ocean.
Wow.
Yeah, so so
beautiful.
It's a lot of things, but why we can do that? Because our health, our body is good. So when you have that, that's your foundation to do everything. So why I can get that? If I'm telling you, I don't have gymnastics. I cannot do that. I probably lost my memory. I just feel tired every day. Just, I still remember when I was still in US doing the traditional business, the pressure really kill you. You wake up, but you just know you're so tired. But right now, because gymnastics, AM, PM, you go to bed around 11 o'clock, you wake up 6.
Fully energized, ready to go.
Yeah.
One of the things that I want to share with you, what you just said about is really about that structure and taking care of ourselves, right? But not only that, but there's a certain time in your life that we work really hard to gather as much as we can to live that life, that choice life. I choose to do this today. I choose not to do this. I choose to do this. A lot of people, especially in the US, they don't have the choice. So they have to get up in the morning and go to a job they don't like. They have to go to a job and be with people they don't like. They have to go there being bullied by the supervisor or other colleagues. It's accepted. Like I said, they expect that to happen. So they live that life, and then all of a sudden they're 65 years old. They don't know what happened.
Yeah, nobody give the instruction anymore.
Yeah. So I think it's really key that we look to see what makes us happy. Because if you were still attached to that traditional business you had, Robert, if you would have said, "Oh my God, what am I going to do now? Oh, I don't know what to do," you could spend years thinking about it, right? You could say, I spent all that money with my business. What am I going to do? What's going to happen now? What am I going to do? No, you said, what's next?
Yeah, that's correct.
A lot of people get attached to what they've done in the past. Instead, okay, what's next for me? What's out there for me? Look what you did. You created something. Now you're able to be healthy. You're able to do whatever you want. And now you still get up at a certain hour every day and you have a structure of what to do next.
Yeah.
I think it's really important that people realize what they not just want in life, but what would a designed life look like? Like, how do you design a life the way you want to live, not because somebody dictates your life. That's why we have the the term called Great Resignation. That's happening all over the world. You can go on YouTube and look up the Great Resignation. You'll find out that people are quitting their jobs. They're leaving behind all they know because they weren't happy doing what they did. They've been going to work from 9 to 5, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, listening to somebody they don't want to. So then the pandemic happened. Then all these people their lives were cut short, and they were leaving this earth before that normal age, whoever wants to call it normal age of life. And then they're seeing other people, their friends and family members. What happened to them? They died of this. They died of this. Whatever happened with that happened, right? So people start realizing that my life is very short. Why am I going to go to a job or run a business that I don't like doing? So that's why the Great Resignation is happening. People are quitting their jobs, leaving behind a lot of money that they used to make, and they're downsizing. They're putting on shorts and Hawaiian shirts, whatever it is. They're relaxed and they're going to do things that they want to do. So a lot of people are creating their own lifestyle. They're creating their own business online. Everybody's doing something online, or doesn't matter the age. They want to make money online because they say it's simple to do, and you don't have to be at a certain place. Like, I could be wearing pajamas right now and have this blazer on, right?
You do? You're wearing the pajama right now?
Well, you know what, Robert? I have to tell you. I have to tell you something. I have to be honest, right? Angie, our dear friend, she's the one that's behind all the scene, by the way. I want to give credit and acknowledge Angie for what she does. She actually gives us a space for Robert and I to have this conversation, make sure everything's running. So she called me because we're supposed to log in at a certain time to be ready, right? I don't know, comb our hair, do our makeup, whatever that we do, right? To be ready. So Angie calls me. I said, okay, I'm up. And I was taking a nap. It's the middle of the day. What time is it now? It was at 6:15 when she called me in the US. I woke up, I said, wow, that was good. I had a nice nap. A lot of people can't afford to do that because they're living that life of confinement. Sometimes, my wife and I, when we get up in the morning, yes, we do have a structure, but sometimes we get up and say, what? We look at each other and say, what? You're so lucky, I tell my wife. Not because you married me. I said, because you get to do what you want to do today, rather than be forced to do something that you don't want to. Or imagine, when you used to own your computer store, right? You had to go open the door. And that if it doesn't work. But now everything's, the business is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Robert. We're open all the time. Because why? We're online business. So I think it's really important that we attach ourselves to something that we're not normally used to if you're not used to online. And you don't have to learn about the computer either when you do online business. All you have to understand, there's people who want to look young, who want to feel young and look young. And if I have something I can share with them, I can make money. That's freedom right there.
Yeah, that's correct.
And do you really need to retire? No, you could have many more conversations.
No. I'm telling you, I will never retire, especially in genetics, because genetics is something it's good for the people like us. I think a lot of people online right now, I think this business is good for you, but you gotta have the right the mindset about this kind of business, because I know a lot of people, to be honest, they think, they still think we are direct selling. I say,
Yeah.
okay, the direct selling, okay, but I'm gonna tell them, I will not debate about that. I say it's direct selling, but do you remember? Do you agree with me? Like technology improve themselves. He said, yeah. So direct selling, they're gonna improve themselves with the help of internet. He say, what did happen? I say, because with the internet, they make direct selling not the same direct selling before. You say, what about that? You really got a time, 20 minutes? I will explain to you. He said, okay, show me. Then I recall this guy. Why? Because I will not debate about that. People, if he want to say something, what he believe, let him say that. Just let him say that, and let him say it, and you will know what really troubled them. And he just needs, in that process, just make one small turn.
Yep.
That's what they need. And they just say, well, Robert, you're right. Everything improved. Okay. So actually, probably what you told me is not like direct. And I say, yes, look at me. Because in the past 30 years, I keep the same weight. Do you believe that? Yeah. I'm 75 kilograms, and that's
Wow.
what I'm. Yeah, in the past. Yeah, and at this age, I suppose they get fat or something like that. And and the other day I test the muscle, because that people, male, female, when you're over 60 years old, they have one thing that you got to be very careful, is your muscle.
Yes.
We lose the muscle daily. So the protein is very important. So gymnastics, we got the product for the protein, and the daily your cell needs the nutrition. So AM/PM is foundation, because AM/PM had everything you need for your cell to rebuild the cell or generate the new cell. So that's the approach of what I'm doing right now. If he is not interested in the business, but he's like say, well, Robert, is this can I can make the big money? I say, yeah, in the beginning, you show the product, you can make big money. And how am I gonna make a big money? Oh, if you want to do that, then we gotta have time to talk more about that. I'm gonna give you all the plan what I'm doing right now, and all the plan in the future, and you say, well, I can take that. So that's approach right now. I talk to the people, they are interested in this kind of business. So how do you think this kind of approach? Do you think that it work for you?
I think it does. Not I think, I know it does, because it's really about making that difference when you have that kind of approach, right?
Yeah.
And I want to share a quick story before we go. As I said, I talk about my mom. They call me a mama's boy. I said, I'm proud of it.
Did they call you what? Mama's
boy? Mama's boy.
Oh,
I'm so connected to my mom, right?
In Chinese, what we say about you, Max? 你很孝顺.
And that means?
I mean, you are very good for your parents. You do everything the son should do to their parents.
When I look at it, Robert, if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't be here talking to you today, right? So I think I have to.
That's, right now, I know not everyone thinks like you.
Yeah.
I think the genetics must give you the very positive energy.
Yeah.
I think you think everything positive. There's something I found that, because I met a lot of positive person. Sometimes, people is up and down. When you're down, when you talk to some positive person, you just say, oh, okay, your energy is back. Yeah, so how about your mom?
No, so my mom, we were going to the doctor, because I have the time freedom, Robert, to be able to take my mom to the doctor whenever. My brother's busy because he's a physician. My sister's busy. She works for a pharmaceutical company. They're busy. So, man, the time freedom is so important, I think, Robert. So my mom has known that I've been in this world of online business, direct sales, network marketing, whatever you want to call it, for a long time. But they really don't understand that as a job, right? Because job, you have to go somewhere, right? Oh, you're a doctor, you have a degree, you have a biology degree, you're a lawyer, whatever it is, there's a degree. So my mom, recently, we were driving, and she said to me, I'm so glad that you're doing this online stuff. I said, why? It's because you get to take me to the doctor when you want. She's never said this before, right? because here in the U.S. And you already know this, Robert. There's other companies you call through insurance to come pick you up. So my mom could get a ride for free to the doctor, but I choose to take her because that's the time that I get to spend with her. Right after the doctors, we go have lunch, and then she wants to go grocery shop, so we do that. She could do that on her own, but I enjoyed doing that, spending that time. So without getting away from the story, I know we have limited time, so we went to the doctor once. And this is a new doctor. Her cardiologist changed, so we went to a new cardiologist. And obviously, when you go for the first time, you have to take all the medication she takes. So I put in all the stuff that she takes, Jeanette stuff, like the AM, PM, reserve. And then when we got there, the doctor, we placed everything, and the doctor looks at the AM, PM, and he reaches behind a frame behind his desk, and he said, "I also take it."
Really?
I said,
yeah, doctor believes the doctor.
I said, "Doctor, how do you know about this?" He said, "My colleague who lives in Taiwan told me about this, and I take it." And the doctor said, this is the best part of it. The doctor said to my mom, "You should listen to your son because he knows more than I do about this."
Good job.
So the reason I say that is because sometimes when it's third-party validation is really important. If it's not me speaking to someone that I know in my family, if it's you, Robert, speaking to someone else in my family or the team that I'm building, that there's more validation there because our family has a certain way of listening to who we are. So I think that's really important. Not to get off that subject, but again, it's really about making a difference for people. I know we are out of time now, and I really want to thank you for this conversation, Robert, because I opened my eyes about the 3 acts that we're used to. Act 1, when we're working hard, learning and educating. Act 2, where we're making money, where we have a job, family. Act 3 is retirement. That conversation opens up my eyes to what's possible for people to bring back Act 1 again, to learn. Always constantly keep educating yourself. What's out there? What's different? Everything's evolving now. The world is evolving, and it's become smaller for us. So I want to thank you for being here with me.
No problem.
And I want to hear your last thoughts for yourself before we leave.
No problem. Well, I just last I want to say, so if you the audience like that, we probably can talk about more about that next when we meet together. Okay, so just talk to your friend that let us know do you like the topic today or not. Yeah. I think we are not act like a training, right?
Yeah.
We act like a talk show, right?
Yes, we're qualified now.
Yeah, we call that's a new style of the business. Okay, new style of marketing. Okay, I'm gonna see you guys, ladies and gentlemen, next time. Okay,
enjoy your kids. I want to go to Turtle Island when I'm over there. Take care.
So I see you when I see you. Okay.
Yeah. Take care.
Okay. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
If you see something for yourself, get back to the person who shared this video with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the official USGS YouTube channel to receive future videos.